All right, everyone, the results are in. Crawford beat Schimel fairly badly, actually, in Wisconsin for the Supreme Court race. And I am seeing some denialism. Republicans love to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. All you had to do was turn out the vote. They were unable to do so. Special elections are not necessarily the provenance of the Republican Party, you may have noticed. Link in the description, archived of course. You have about a 300,000 vote gap between Crawford and Schimel. It's not even close. If it were like within 10,000 votes or something like that, you could say, well, at least we almost made it. Maybe there was voter fraud or something like that. There was some sort of election stealing going on. 300,000 in this particular margin, though, Schimel lost, fair and square. And the reason for that is because Republicans have a tendency in off-year elections, to an extent the midterms and certainly in special elections, to underperform fairly badly. And it's not a terrible surprise that this happened. Of course, I endorse Schimel. I said people should vote for him. I noticed that there were a lot of major content creators, and Jeremy was pointing this out the other day as well. A lot of major content creators didn't say a goddamn uttering word about this particular race, as though it was particularly unimportant. Yeah, it's only the Wisconsin Supreme Court. It only has legal provenance over the entire state, one of the most competitive states in the union. No, there's no reason to make a single fucking video about this particular topic, or a single tweet. He was pointing it out the other day, and I respect him for that. I made a video, and also included it in my live stream, saying, vote for Schimel. There was a reason for that. It was an important race. And now you've lost it. The Republicans have lost the race. As a non-Republican and non-conservative, I would still prefer Brad Schimel over a literal communist, which is what Crawford appears to be. Literal commie, like a socialist, like a Bernie Sanders sort. How wonderful! You've got another member of the Wisconsin State Supreme Court who happens to be effectively a communist. That's going to go over real well. It'll be perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, right, people? People needed to speak out more. People needed to get on the ground more and shake more hands and pass out more flyers and knock on more doors, and they failed to do so. Those of us who are not in Wisconsin are relatively limited in our capabilities. I can encourage people in Wisconsin to go and knock on doors. Whether they do so or not is ultimately their decision. I can't really go to Wisconsin and knock on doors, though. I'm not a Wisconsinite. I'm a Vermonter. I live in this state. I have to live in the far blue state. Wisconsin, meanwhile, has a chance, but now it's much less of a chance because there's a communist on your Supreme Court. How wonderful. Entirely predictable. Unfortunate, however. People needed to get out more. The Republicans they're caught slipping right now. You've won the presidency. You've won the Senate. Although with Mitch McConnell being on the Senate, I guess it's about 50-50. You've narrowly got the House. You have a majority of state houses. You have every possible advantage that you could possibly have, and you're still punting. Over and over and over again. This is why I don't join the Republican Party. Fucking bunch of losers, more than anything else. I get frustrated with them because it's like, okay, you have some good ideas, but you shelve them, you put forth the shitty ideas that you have, and you force feed them to the public, and then you refuse to win elections. Inexplicable. And meanwhile, the Democrats are over there rubbing their hands together and saying, well, we may be evil and have terrible ideas, but at least we can get our bills passed. That's what the Democrats are doing every single day. And the Republicans are in denial. Like, I look at this article. It's like, well, it's not that bad. It's okay. yeah, we lost this race, but, in the end, everything will pan out. No, it won't pan out. You're going to get fucked in the ass. That's the truth of it. You're in denial. Oh, it wasn't that big a loss. No, 300,000 vote separation between Crawford and Schimel. No, you totally didn't get gobsmacked. No, it was a really close race now, wasn't it? No, it wasn't close at all. That's the whole point. You're in denial over this election. And Republicans, if they want to win anything, especially going towards the midterms, they are desperately going to need a pep talk. They are desperately going to need somebody to punch them in the face and tell them how to do things, because apparently they can't figure it out for themselves. The Democrats know what they're doing. They're fully organized. Even in their disorganization, at the very least, they have that fundamental structural advantage that the Democrats tend to have. The Republicans, meanwhile, are like a dog chasing its tail. You're doing something. Is it, in the end, is it fruitful? No. Is it accomplishing anything? No. That's basically the Republican Party in a nutshell. A dog chasing its tail. The Democrats, meanwhile, are the crazy bull mastiff with rabies over on the corner that's ready to lunge at you. And the only thing that's standing between you and the rabid bull mastiff is this retarded dog that can't even catch his own tail. That's basically the sum and substance of modern politics in the United States. We've got some problems, everyone. Just saying. That's about all. Peace out.